Uh, Man, it's just a great crowd. It's great to see so many people here this morning. Um, I've been at this probably a little over 25 years or so, and they tell me there's two fibs that's told in this industry, government partnerships and all. And the first one is when industry and government guy get together for the first time. Industry guy comes up and he said, "I'm here to help you." That's the first fib. And the government guy normally says, and we're glad to have you. So good morning, and again, great to see this turnout. Next slide. Transport and communication infrastructure portfolio. We really is about the infrastructure, the networks, the communications, the land, the common computer infrastructure. The things that enable C4ISR and IT across all of DoD, the federal sector, and all that's what we do. And you can see some of our major customers there. And our major primary customer is SPAWAR and those PEOs, ensuring the fleet have what they need in order to do their job. That's our mission. And obviously, close second to that are these joint coalition COCOMs and the warfighter that's defending the freedom that we enjoy. So that's really what we do in a nutshell, and I'll get a little bit more in details about what transport and community infrastructure sub-portfolios are focused on and how we got them organized. So next slide. Basically, what we've done is we organized TSI into 5 sub-portfolios and 1 standalone IPT, and you can see those listed here: the ashore infrastructure, afloat, mobile, joint federal, and then EUCOM, AFRICACOM, and majority of that effort actually is over in Europe, focused on EUCOM, AFRICACOM, at Stuttgart, as well as NAVIER, and we'll talk about them more. Next slide. On the ashore infrastructure portfolio, they're focused on a lot of the Navy networks on the shore side. Certainly the NGN stuff is there supporting POEIS. A lot of the voice telephony systems, voice video data that ride those networks and all, we provide a lot of that support. The tactical switching program for PMW 790 out of PO C5 is there. I mean, we support those guys. A lot of work with DISA, the DRSN, the Advanced Red Switch Network, is supported out of this portfolio. The OneNet work. OneNet is overseas network that's separate from the NGN network. We got quite a few people. Anywhere there's a Navy network being installed overseas, we have people supporting them, in many cases in partnership with the SSC Pacific folks. The next one is the float infrastructure portfolio. This one portfolio also focuses on a lot of work we do for PEOC4I, PMW 170 with the communication stuff, PMW 160 with the networks. We support those guys out of this one. The JITRS PEO, the JTRS work that we do, a significant amount of effort in that area for both directly for the JPO program office and then for some of the subordinate program office like the AMF JTRS program. Lots of stuff aboard the ships and all. When it comes to the interior communication work with NAVC, we're providing just about all of that support for NAVC and got people working directly on staff to NAVC to help them out with that. The legacy communication programs and all, obviously we look into JTRS solution to eventually replace all of those systems, but that work is in this particular portfolio to include all of the narrowband SATCOM stuff, which eventually will be replaced with MUOS. But actually, a lot of MUOS support right now is coming out of this and some of the other places as they figure out how we transition from the current narrowband system to the newer MUOS systems and all. It includes all of the shipboard networks, the current integrated shipboard network systems out there now, as well as the future CANE system that's out on the horizon now, that's in contract through POC4I. Next slide. The mobile infrastructure is 2 primary customers there that we really focus on very keenly right now. One is the Special Operations Command, and the other one is the Marine Corps. And you'll see that theme about the Marine Corps throughout the entire organization. And we actually linked all of our efforts for the Marine Corps together so that we're working with a lot of synergism across the entire command, understanding the full mission of the Marine Corps and putting together a product solution that looks at their total mission. So from a Marine Corps perspective, we're doing a lot of the tactical deployment communication for the Marine Corps from the Additional Tech Control Facility, the comms that they need in theater, to include Enterprise Land Mobile radio stuff back here in CONUS. We're supporting them with those types of capabilities and all from a radio perspective. And then for SOCOM, I mean, the primary network and VSAT and comms for the Special Operations Forces around the world, regardless of where they deploy, those solutions are being designed, engineered, upgraded, fielded, continuously being supported by us at SSC Atlantic. Significant amount of work there, and we actually have an office in Tampa and have people working directly in the PEO on staff to SOCOM to help them bring these solutions to the Special Operations Forces. The Joint Federal, significant amount of effort here with the COCOMs and all. In fact, as Mr. Miller stated, we got over 1,000 people in theater at any one time. A significant amount of those people are in Afghanistan and Iraq providing solutions. Just across the government, over 100 or more of our employees have received the Global War on Terrorism Medal for time that they're spending in theater, which is significant considering being in a hostile area, and some of them go over there for some time, up to a year at a time. So a significant amount of work in that area. But it includes direct work for the COCOM, for the component commanders of AFCENT, RCENT, putting in tech control and communication facility at forward operating bases, interwave down from the major headquarters in some place like Kabul all the way down to forward operating bases in the Helmand province. I mean, we have people actually going in there working to put those communication systems in place. It also, that will include work that we do with DISA, like for the teleport program, where they got teleport systems across the world, worldwide, to tie all together the DoD communication. All of that engineering and support for that, a lot of it's being done out of SSC Atlantic. It also includes work that we're doing for the FBI. Some neat things there that we're doing for the FBI, where they're looking for unique solutions and on the network side that we're providing. So that represents most of that. Next slide. The EUCOM AFRICOM is work that we're doing directly with the COCOMs. Much of it, in many cases, is in theater with them, providing communication solutions and all, to include a lot of coalition stuff, especially for EUCOM and AFRICOM, because the majority of efforts are actually working not just U.S. forces, but and across the joint force, but also with a lot of coalition partners. So we'll put together an information sharing system that allow nations that really don't have a strong military to interact with the U.S. military to prosecute different missions for NATO and for a lot of other customers and all. We have a NOC in Germany that support directly EUCOM AFRICOM for some special missions there. We got folks that's actually deployed in Horn of Africa, building up the infrastructure there for the piracy mission. In most cases, when you see something happen with the piracy mission, it normally ties back into some communication network that we put into Horn of Africa that ties back into AFRICOM and actually the rest of the DoD networks and all. And I think I got one more slide. And I guess I want to summarize the fact that, like Mr. Miller stated, we're looking to build common architecture, common solution across this entire command and across this portfolio for sure. We are certainly an enabling capability business, so we want to be able to put something that's adaptable, that meets the requirements. It can meet the on-demand, turn on a dime, rapid solutions and all, but we really can't afford to have 10,000 different versions of it. So we're really looking to focus on a way to reduce that, because it reduces cost, reduces the logistics support to support those systems. And then there's got to be some value-added role for us to be there with our engineering and all. I mean, in some cases, the customer will come with a solution already that they already want. And if it's the right one, we'll be certainly glad to help them with it. But in many cases, we want to make sure it fits in the overall DoD architecture. And so the engineering that got to go with that, and we got to make sure that whatever we deliver got the logistics to go with it so that they can support it. believe me, the guys on that Ford operating base, when that comms go down, they're dark, completely dark. They don't have any other comms. So they got to be able to fix it pretty quick and get it back up. And then the last thing is that we're going into a fiscally constrained environment. I think everyone knows that. And if that's the case, we got to have transparency across what we're doing when it comes to the cost of doing business. And the customer got to have confidence that the price that we're giving them is the right price and it's the price to get it done. So I think that's it for me. I'm going to end with that. I kind of feel like Billy Graham. I want to ask for altar call. Chris, can we have okay, Chris is telling me no. All right, we followed by Kevin. Thank you.